greatest thing about sports is you play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Snead, which was a Pro Bowl corner,
Mm-hmm.
and they overpaid Chris Jones, who I said they should have traded a couple of years ago because of the cap hit and the money or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was exponentially great in the Super Bowl and the playoffs, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But during the regular season, you need to make those dollars make sense. Now, going against Patrick Mahomes, yes, that is tough. But I did say that they was going to lose against the Detroit Lions game 1, and I say they're going to lose to Baltimore game 1.
I mean, I don't. That's not far fetched for them to lose the first game to Baltimore. Baltimore is a really, really good team. I just feel like it's just one of them situations where, dude, Patrick Mahomes always got Lamar Jackson's number, bro.
Lamar
You know what I
won
mean?
one
Like
game.
he just always figure out. It's kind of like Purcell versus Van Horn.
So okay, so you got the Raiders splitting the Raiders one game or both games.
No, I got them splitting with Denver.
Splitting Denver.
I got them beating the Raiders both
Okay.
games and the Chargers.
So
both
give
games.
me. My take would be the Chiefs are going. I would say 12-5.
Yeah.
I give them 12-5.
I don't think that's making the playoffs.
I think that's
What?
making the playoffs.
I don't
That's
think
definitely
12. I don't
making
think
the
12-5 is making the playoffs.
What do you mean 12-5
playoffs.
is not making the
Definitely
playoffs?
And the Chiefs got the hardest.
It's
schedule in
always the
league.
first to win 12 games to play. Well, not always, but the last 4 or 5 years has always been
So
12.
let's
12
dissect
games.
this. When you talk about in the division, you're talking about he was thinking that they're going to sweep. Every team in this division has beaten Patrick Mahomes at home.
Chargers haven't.
The Chargers have Justin Herbert's second game.
That's right.
His first game,
They
he almost
They
won.
They did.
Right?
They did.
So every team in the Patrick Mahomes era has beaten Mahomes at home.
The
correct?
Broncos didn't.
Broncos did
They did not win. The Broncos haven't beaten the Chiefs in.
at home.
They won this past year in Denver.
They won in Denver.
Was
They won in Denver.
2 years
Wasn't-
ago, they
Wasn't that
didn't-
Arrowhead?
2
No.
years ago, they
Not
didn't win
Arrowhead.
at
The
Arrowhead?
Broncos have not. They have not won in Kansas City.
Broncos, I'm gonna need you to do something with Bo Nix.
No, they'll probably split with them. But
What,
that's it.
when is the Broncos game here at home?
The Broncos game in Kansas City is coming up on let's see, November the 10th.
It's right before the holiday games.
Chiefs about to smack them. Sorry, buddy. And I like Bo Nix, but
November
about to
10th.
Smack them.
Listen, they did well with the draft pick, even though they stole his car.
Let's talk about that for a second. Like, so and I was just thinking about this and talking to the guys at the barbershop, and they're like, man, what's going on with people stealing people's cars? It's like you get these young guys that the first car that they want to get is a Dodge Charger or a Challenger,
Yeah, and those are the
Hellcat,
most- yeah, those are the
and I'm
most
like,
highly sought after cars.
and my barber, he was like, that's because he's older than me, but he was like, yeah, that's like back in the day when everybody wanted a 5.0. Like everybody wanted a Mustang 5.0.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was like, then it went to like our age where people wanted a Monte Carlo SS, a Camaro, those type, those type cars.
People
and-
stealing those too.
And people were still in those too. And now it's to the
I
new
wanted-
school where all they want is the Challenger or the
Charger.
I wanted a Jeep Cherokee.
SRT, Hellcat,
Listen, couple rules, man.
Scat Pack.
you can't.
He needs to listen to the rap lyrics that he listens to. First off,
Oh my
vanish
goodness.
mode. Second of
Oh
all,
my goodness.
second of all, man, you got to do no locations, man. Listen, what did I tell you on the phone? I said I think that he invited some young lady to the house. He got welcome to Kansas City, and
It's not hard to know where. It's not hard to know
I
where.
think somebody sent out a message, man.
It's not hard to know where people live at.
First, they went from one to holler at his mama to taking his car. That's not a good way to start it off, man.
Since we're talking Chiefs, Harrison Butker, his Chiefs family reacts after sparks of controversy after his speech at Benedictine College, which is right down the road. So Harrison Butker.
Oh, this was locally.
He's making headlines after his controversial commencement speech at Benedictine College in Kansas. So during his remarks on May 11th, the NFL player raised eyebrows after singling out women graduates. He said, "For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it's you, the women who have had the most diabolical lies told to you." And he went on to say, a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, that they should be stay-at-home.
Yeah.
moms.
He didn't say they should be. He said that his wife's proudest moments and the thing that supports him the most
Mhm.
and that she feels more accomplished in is being a homemaker, right? So he was giving his perspective from what his wife enjoys. Now, what made the whole statement to where he should get the ridicule is the diabolical lie that this is what they're supposed to be.
Mhm.
And I seen a meme before I got here saying 3.8 women in the world and the earth is still not clean. And I know that's bad, but he messed up.
He did. I mean, because he singled out
Women,
women, and he
at a-
singled out the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah,
And with all that being said,
You
his
can't do
jersey is
that.
the hottest jersey selling. In
it is. And then his jerseys, yeah.
I don't get it, but I guess it's not for me to understand.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of different takes on like social media.
That was talking about his mom.
Some people are for him, some people are against it. It's kind of it's a catch-22, and I saw one of the young ladies talking about it on social media, and it made a lot of sense. It said you now, once guys come into the league or you work for a business, you become that business. Like you are, whether you want to or not, you're the spokesman for that company. If you come out and say something, you are the spokesman for that company. And so Harrison Butker, when he signed his contract for the Kansas City Chiefs, he's now the spokesman for the Chiefs.
They're not
If he comes out and says something crazy, does something crazy, Rashee Rice got into like a little whatever it was he got into. And if he would come out and said something, he's the or like I did it on purpose. He's the spokesman for the Chiefs. So people are gonna say this is what the Chiefs feel. This is what they believe in. This is how they teach their players. So the Chiefs haven't made a comment yet. We've seen the wife of Chiefs owner Clark Hunt, Tavia Hunt, come out and say something. We've seen
The NFL
the NFL put out a statement.
that is not their beliefs.
Exactly. So I just, do you guys feel like it will affect his play this season?
He's a
I
kicker.
mean, all you do is kick balls.
No,
I mean, it's not like he
and
got
we come in here.
he got to do nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, that's major.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? His role is important, but it's not like he's playing quarterback or he's, reading defenses or trying to.
It is.
But it's definitely.
I think now
People
he's
gonna
probably
be-
going to get
yeah.
more boos. I
Mhm.
don't know how the fans here in Kansas City, because the first thing that I said when somebody had posted it, I asked, like, what did he do? And they sent me the clip of it or whatever. And then when I watched the clip, the first thing I said was, well, I didn't hear anybody gasp. I didn't hear anybody respond or like give their opinion or yell or boo or anything. It stayed quiet and they continued to let him speak his opinion or whatever. I've seen in other commencement speeches where somebody says something, people walk out, they boo, they give their opinion back.
Mhm.
I didn't hear anything. So maybe his jersey sales is saying something about what some of the world believes in.
Mm.
I don't know. I also like to play devil's advocate. I think there's a reasonable amount of freedom of speech, and I think that if you're offended, you're allowed to be offended based on my opinion.
Mhm. I agree.
100%, but I think he'll get more scrutiny each miss now
Mm.
Oh,
He
yeah,
did.
he's definitely
than
gonna
he
get booed.
did from
Most
the
definitely.
previous years. Yeah,
Most definitely.
That's
Best
gonna
part
be
about it,
definitely
though.
magnified now. But
Best part about it though, he's already married, so he doesn't have to worry about getting out in that field dealing with that that ridicule trying to date.
More news coming out of One Arrowhead Drive. So offensive tackles Wanye Morris and Chukwuebuka Jason Godric were arrested Thursday night on a misdemeanor marijuana possession charges and released on bond Friday, according to Johnson County Sheriff reports. So Morris, 23, and Godric, 23, were arrested at 11:44 p.m. on Thursday and booked at 1:51 a.m. Friday morning and released shortly after at 4 p.m. Friday, following a posting of a $2,500 bond. Possession of marijuana is illegal in Kansas.
Chiefs players.
Any NFL player.
No,
NFL.
no, right
it's
here,
not,
right here.
just not the Chiefs.
Check this out. Couple of rules. Again, vanish mode, turn your locations off, NDAs, stay out of Kansas. Listen, go to Lee Summit. Don't go to Kansas. Johnson County, Overland Park.
Well, I live in
Lenexa.
Lee Summit, so don't tell them to come out there. They can stay where they at.
Listen, when any Chiefs players, who was the guy that got arrested for speeding?
Rasheed Rice.
No. A couple of years ago.
It was Andy Reid's son.
No, well, that was off of 435.
Dwayne
Anyways, my
Bowe.
point is, anytime that you see a
Rasheed
headline
Bowe.
that a Kansas City Chiefs player is booked and charged with any crime, I can tell you the location of where they got pulled over and booked at. Either Kansas or North Kansas City.
Absolutely.
I can close my eyes. When you
Absolutely.
said that it was
That's
a local,
true.
I can
No,
see
you're
it.
saying that's the
He was
trend.
either in
You're saying
Kansas
that's the
City
trend.
or North Kansas City. Listen,
Yeah.
I thought we were fans. Let him go. It's just a little weed. Was it pounds in the car?
Nah, and the crazy thing is, so like football players back in the day, I would say that was like the worst thing that you could do is be, caught with marijuana.
Right.
Now it's like a tier 1 out of 10.
Yeah. Back then it
Offense.
was a 10.
Yeah, back then it was a 10. Now it's a tier 1.
Because it was looked at as, oh my gosh, you do drugs.
Did they post the police officer that wrote the ticket? We should go to the jury. We
Nah,
should go to
it's
the.
it's real weird though. I mean, I would tell young black guys stay out of Johnson County
North Kansas City.
if you're gonna be doing something illegal.
I'll say don't do nothing illegal.
It's
I mean, come on. Then you can go wherever you want to go.
yeah.
Man, listen, there's nice houses in Brookside. You can get a crib in the plaza, man. Hey, I just want to know what go. I know everybody's not a Chiefs fan or whatever, but I just wonder what goes in their mind when they book them. And there's another Chiefs fan sitting at the desk just shaking his head like, why'd you do this? But hey, 0-2. I appreciate it. I need more failures in the
They're not gonna
offseason,
be
Chiefs.
0-2 though, but
I mean, you think about just the news of coming out of Kansas City. Like, so you have Rasheed Rice, you have Harrison Butker, you have Wanye Morris. You have a lot of like
Buck, yeah.
negative news
Yeah.
that has been coming out this past season.
yeah.
And OTAs just started.
The season hasn't really gone underway yet. Like, so how does all this like negative press, so to speak, affect the team coming up?
It turned them into the villains.
They have been that.
Yeah. So I mean, it just fits right in with what they already been going through. To me, I think when they get on the football field, all that stuff goes away because they come out there and they perform. And you got me sounding like I'm a Chiefs fan, but it's just it is what it is. What it is. They go out there and they play good ball.
As long as it doesn't
They
happen
figure it
during the
out.
season. As long as it doesn't happen during the season to where, your weekly preparation is being distracted by frivolous things. Now, in the off season, you're going to get into some mischief because this is the time frame. Like, this is that dead time to where you're always going to see something going on with some
Well-
NFL player somewhere.
Well, this is the reason why, because of that. I was just explaining this to somebody the other day. As a former professional athlete myself,
Mhm.
I can tell you we have so much downtime. If we don't have, the most you're gonna have is a 2 a day. If your practices are 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, it's 24 hours in a day.
That's
So if
true.
I practice for 3 hours 2 times a day, that's 6 hours. I got 18 hours to just be doing whatever.
Just do whatever. Yeah.
When normal people are at work all day, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna sleep
it's-
80
yeah,
hours, so
man.
you still
And-
got 10 hours.
yeah. So
whatever.
you got just 10
Expendable
hours to
cash.
just do just to be out doing stuff. And I mean, a lot of times people, they do stuff just because they bored. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of time to be able to get into some mischief. But I mean, it's just I think that's the thing with athletes, with professional athletes. They can get caught up in so much stuff, gambling and doing all this other stuff because ain't nothing else. They can't hang out. Remember, I used to call y'all like, what y'all doing? I'm like, man, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm like, man, dang, I'm the only one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
I mean, hey, not to say that that's an excuse, but I mean, it just is what it is.
You're young with money and you just whatever.
Yeah.
I have a question though. What was the time frame of the arrest and the car being stolen? Like, was this like the same week?
Same week. The car being stolen was earlier this week, and
Yeah.
and the marijuana arrest was earlier this week as well.
Like Thursday.
Like a trifecta, right? Yeah, Buckner, the car, the weed.
Yeah.
Dang, we just need to hear something about Brittany.
The views and opinions expressed on W Radio Show.
Kelsey Jam is going on today, man. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Something good. Spread some good life.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we're going to talk some Bronny James. We're going to talk NBA playoffs coming up, and we're going to have Hate It or Love It. We'll be back in a minute.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com. Purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
If you want to interact with our show, use hashtag talk about it, text us, tweet us, message us, send us your topic, and we will talk about it. It could be anything. It could be which I think Airborne is eating for dinner. It could be anything. Just send us a message. We'll definitely, dive into the topic. Bronny James. Let's talk about him for a second. Bronny went to the combine, NBA combine earlier this week. It looks like he's going to forego his last 3 years of eligibility in college and enter the NBA draft. Is this a bad thing for Bronny James?
Yes.
Why did you say that?
This is nepotism at its finest. And if the Lakers choose to draft him with any pick, I think I'll become a Dallas Mavericks fan.
Oh, okay.
What? The Dallas Mavericks draft him.
That'll be the dumbest thing Mark Cuban has ever done. In
Mark Cuban doesn't own the team anymore, sir.
I understand. Well, listen, he shows up and he's sitting on the bench.
So that means he own the team still?
You act like he do, but no, go ahead, Mike. Finish what you're saying.
Listen, he was listed as 6'4" his whole life, and he's 6'1".
That's a big that's a big
huge difference.
Huge
difference. So and I like it how the media tries to portray it as like this great thing or whatever, but they really need to do is put the spotlight on the kids who actually are top picks. This kid was an All-American that averaged 14 points a game, right? Which is unheard of. So that's a sign of nepotism or whatever, right? That took somebody else's accolade away from a kid that actually deserved it.
You mean in high school?
Right.
Okay.
He was chosen as an All-American and averaged 14 points a game. I don't think it was well-deserving or whatever, but we understand the privilege and what he has. And I'm not against that because, it's a lot of kids out there to get these opportunities in certain positions of their life or whatever. Not. It's just the way of the world or whatever. But this kid is 6'1". He's not a point guard, and he doesn't shoot the ball well enough to be a 2 guard, right? Extraordinary athleticism, whatever, but not enough height and not enough. I don't think he has enough get up to actually be it. The scouting report said he's a poor man. Was Devontae Mitchell?
Davion Mitchell.
Davion Mitchell,
yeah.
who cost me 30 grand on a parlay, by the way, plays for the Sacramento Kings, number 15. Yeah, I'll never forgive that dude. If I see him on the streets, it's trouble. and I don't think he's ready. I think he should go back to college.
I agree. What's your thought?
Just to piggyback off of what Airborne said over here. Of course, we all know that he's not ready to go to the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, there's been people put in those situations that's more of the who you know instead of the what you know type of thing. I've been on both ends of that. I feel the same way, kind of in a sense to what Mike was saying about, Bronny doesn't necessarily need to go to the NBA to be okay in life. But that next kid that don't get that roster spot that could change his family's life, could change his life, won't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because my daddy is big dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, when you look at it from that perspective, it's not cool. But when you look at it from, other perspectives, like people saying, well, you know what I'm saying, we finally got, a position where we can set up our kids and do this and do this and do that. I mean, I get that, but at the end of the day, athletes, from an athletic standpoint, man, I look at it like kind of like the Niners situation, man, with the Bucks. Like, come on, bro.
And I just
you do not need to be on the team.
And I just dislike the way that LeBron does it. And I know people think that I'm a LeBron hater, and I am. But the thing is, though, is that I'm just sniffing a fake.
I feel like it wouldn't be so bad if Bronny was a little bit better.
Of
you know
course.
what I'm saying? Like, because all the attention that he's getting right now, his game can't silence those critics.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be different if they like, well, the only reason why he getting drafted is because his daddy is saying that he want to play in the NBA with his son.
Right.
And then you come out to the combine and you cooking everybody.
Hey.
And now they can't say nothing about that no more. But when you come out there and you're playing mediocre, now it really looks like the only reason why you getting this opportunity is because your daddy is Bron.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny?
You not only that, but if you 6'1", you're listed as, like what Mike said or Airborne said, you're kind of a tweener. You want to be a shooting guard, but you have a point guard size. But you're not a leader.
You can't run no team.
You can't run it. You can't run an offense. So you're like in between. It's like, what are you?
Can't get separation
and not only that, you're a defensive liability.
They said in the scouting report, every time that he was switched off on the big man, they scored every time.
Yeah, and so if you're a defensive liability, let's just throw out there. If you go to the Lakers, you have to play let's look at the Western Conference. You got to play the Golden State Warriors.
Got to play the Denver Nuggets.
You got to play the Denver Nuggets.
Got to play the Oklahoma City Thunder.
OKC, you got there's a lot of
Timberwolves.
I want to see how he plays against
Ja Morant.
I want to see
Kings.
Can you guard?
I want to see Patrick Beverly.
Can you guard Ja Morant? Can you guard Steph Curry? Can you guard Jamal Murray? Can you guard any of these guys?
Can he guard Giannis's brother? That'd be the best matchup.
But and as much as we talk about, as much as we talking about defensive liability, you can look at guys around. They would say, "Oh, well, you mentioned James Harden. James Harden don't play defense, but James Harden will give you 40 on the offensive side of the ball, and he'll give you 40 on the offensive side."
Exactly.
So
he's been an MVP.
It kind of if he gives up 20, he's still going to score 40. So there's the 20-point swing in there, So
he's 6'5".
It's to me, it's more of this is a for LeBron than it is for anybody else.
That's my opinion, but it's hurting him because to me, I honestly don't even feel like Bronny even care about going to the NBA, bro. To be honest with you, I don't even think he care about going to the league.
He did seem a little soft spoken when I seen him in his interview or whatever. He did, he did seem like his mother's child.
I thought you were gonna say he did seem a little soft spoken when I talked to him, but go ahead.
But as I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about Michael Jordan's son, who played ball but wasn't up to the caliber of play. I didn't see Jordan do this, and I didn't see Kobe do this with Gigi, right?
No, they just went out there and hooped.
And they let their game speak for itself. And I think in a way, this just kind of describes somewhat of LeBron's personality in his career.
Dell Curry didn't do that
and
either.
how well, Dell Curry wasn't on that magnitude of like Jordan and Kobe, but how that GOAT situation is always kind of debated, and how LeBron kind of puts his name out there as the GOAT, to where Kobe and Mike let their game kind of speak to it. Now LeBron's game is great, but I think in a way that he is trying to script it, and he's trying to massage it in a certain way, just like he's trying to do Bronny's career, to where it solidifies it. And I think somewhere it's not genuine, somewhere it's not earned, and it's not well deserving. And I think that this is somewhat of a spectrum of LeBron's career or whatever. There's always some type of scrutiny. Like, they came back from 3-1 against Golden State, right? That was one of the greatest comebacks of all time. Who hit the
Kyrie?
Who hit the game winner? Steph Curry is believable, one of the best point guards in the game, and Kyrie Irving, who's got nothing but ridicule and all his turmoil throughout his career or whatever, scored 30 in his house, did a crossover step back and hit the 3 and said game, blouses. And nobody says anything about that. They just show the block. I don't understand that.
Still 3 minutes left to play.
I don't understand that.
There wasn't no game
it was a lot of time left.
Yeah, it was a
with
lot
the
of
3,
time.
it was like 43 seconds left.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of time. You got to come back and do something.
I don't understand that. And Kendrick Perkins said it. It's like, can we please stop talking about Bronny James? There's well-deserving other kids out there who have earned the right to be talked about.
Because I ain't heard about nobody else.
I don't even know anybody else in the combine.
Yeah. The thing about Bronny is the fact that he is, it's like you said, you don't think he cares about, going to the NBA or not. But I think that's
but I don't think it's like,
I think that's the point though. Like, you're already rich, right? Your dad is basically a billionaire.
Yeah.
Filthy rich.
So whereas if all 3 of us made it to the NBA, it'd be like a life-changing thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where if you're a first-round pick, second-round pick, whatever, $100,000 can go a long way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where Bronny, if he's a second-round pick and he gets, I'm throwing a number out there, $100,000.
Donate my check to charity.
It doesn't matter, right? Like, they could cut him tomorrow and it don't matter. Like, whether he does gets drafted or does not get drafted or lands on a team, and 1 year from now his dad is done, and they like, oh well, you can't do nothing for us anymore because your dad's done. You're only as good to us as your dad is. That was right. So it won't matter.
But
because
he's
already rich.
Do, though? He's going to go into a general manager role, or he's going to go into a front office role and take his son somewhere.
But the thing is, you with all that being said, this other kid that was very deserving didn't even get that opportunity to do
Listen,
that.
Kid, whoever you are, give Bronny 40, like I did Purcell.
Can't erase who you were. Man, here's the thing about it. We see people do it every day. Someone is getting a sibling a job, a kid a job, a parent a job, a friend a job. Yeah. We see it every day, and not sports, but just in everyday
life.
Everyday life.
Yeah.
So why not LeBron?
Listen, I'm not tripping on. We're not tripping on that. Okay. Listen, use the nepotism up.
I said that's cool that we actually in position to be able to do that now.
Okay.
And I think that's awesome. I said, but just looking at it from the other side, you know what I'm saying? And it's always pros and cons to every situation. But I just feel like, my opinion, I think that it's a situation where little brother's better than older brother, and little brother is really legit. And I don't think nobody's gonna say anything about him going to the league.
Just be ready for the scrutiny.
Really good.
Just be ready for the scrutiny.
And Carmelo Anthony's son is really good. And Gilbert Arenas' son is really good.
Yeah.
And Monte Ellis' son is really good.
Yeah.
Monte Ellis' son is really good.
Really good. Listen, this is what cracks me up. when you kids, and we've had on situations, where the kid's son plays on the team, whatever, and stuff like that. And just being kids, you only on this team because your daddy the coach.
Right.
So, like, why can't he get this type of scrutiny or whatever? Listen, there's levels to the scrutiny, but you're going to get these hands. If you're in the public eye, you're going to get these hands.
So will Bronny James be better than Austin Rivers, son of Doc Rivers?
Austin Rivers was cold coming out of high school, though.
Austin Rivers was legit.
Yeah, he was legit. But I think that his attitude.
I'm not saying Bronny ain't legit, but Austin Rivers
was legit.
Legit.
Okay.
I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's legit.
And he was 6'5".
All right.
Now, what he did in the league, he did some stuff. He had some good games.
Couple.
You know what I'm saying? But
wish he never apologized to
get to the league,
Mm-hmm.
he earned himself to get to the league. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He got there.
All right. So talking about the league, the finals are happening next week. And we still got a couple teams that need to get there. You have the Thunder taking on the Mavericks. I believe it's Dallas that leads 3-2. They play tonight at 7 p.m. local time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then you have, let's start there, Thunder Mavericks. Who you guys have winning game 6?
It's in Dallas. I think Kyrie's gonna have a really good game today.
Mm-hmm.
This is his type of time, where it's all on the line. Being an understudy of Kobe Bryant so long and learning from him, when the opportunity is there to take it and get it done and get it over with. Hey, let's get it done. Let's get it over with. We don't want to play around with it. We want to play with our food type of mentality that Kyrie has. But my opinion, I think looking forward to like the next round, I think Oklahoma City will be a better matchup against either the Wolves or the Nuggets.
I think it's Dallas.
But that's just my opinion.
I think it's Dallas because of Kyrie and Luka, and I think that they bigs are athletic enough.
Yeah, but I think Dallas takes it tonight.
I think I got Dallas going to the NBA championship.
Oh, you got them beating whoever in the next round as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's tough.
All right. What about Timberwolves Nuggets?
That's gonna be a tough one, man. I feel like I can't say what I really want to say, but
It's game 7.
It's game 7. So anything is possible. I feel like Denver really dropped the ball with the opportunity to win that game a couple nights ago. I think there's no way you tell me you win 3 straight games or you find a solution to stop the other team's best player like they did in Denver.
Yeah.
They double teamed Anthony Edwards. He really couldn't read it the right way. We had this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, call somebody, call D-Wade, call somebody that knows how to read. And then the very next game, the closeout game,
Go away from it.
they let him play one-on-one at home. And he just killed them.
Yeah.
What gives the NBA the most money ratings wise?
Game
Matchup.
7.
Game 7, but matchup in the NBA finals. Boston coasted. They're coasting. The Pacers and Boston would be a boring series if they go.
The Knicks in Boston is going to be a boring series.
But it will be live because of the fan base of the Knicks.
Absolutely. And the fan base of the Celtics. 2 of the biggest. Well, you got to think, man, Indiana, that's a basketball state.
It is, but just the fact of just
man, that is a basketball
basketball
state, bro. So, I mean,
I'm going with Dallas.
At the end of the day, I think the Pacers will be a better matchup for the Celtics than the Knicks because Jalen Brunson has to do way too much.
He does.
He has to do way too much. And I understand OG's not there and Juju's not there, but man, they will get 4-0 or 4-1 in the conference finals if they play.
They'll make it entertaining though.
I don't think so. I think we'll be watching Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard play like a whole quarter.
So we got Celtics Pacers or Celtics Knicks?
Celtics
Eastern Conference
Celtics
Finals.
Pacers.
Celtics Pacers. Okay.
I got Celtics Knicks.
All right. So you got Thunder Timberwolves or Mavericks Nuggets?
Mav Nuggets.
Okay.
I got Mav Wolves.
Mavs Wolves. Okay. So what about NBA Finals? You got? I got Celtics. Celtics Nuggets.
I got whoever come out the West is gonna win it.
Celtics Nuggets.
Whoever comes out the West is winning it.
I got Wolves, Celtics.
The reason why I say this is because Boston is a really good team, but Boston relies on the three-point shot way too much. And that's fine because we've seen that work. But they don't have a Steph Curry on their team, a Klay Thompson on their team, or a Kevin Durant on their team.
No real shooters.
So
other than Derek White.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no.
I think
they too inconsistent with that. Like one game, Derek White had 4 threes. Then the next game, he had 0. And then Al Horford got 4 threes. And the next game, he only played 8 minutes.
No, then he goes off for 22. That's when we was picking the overs and unders.
And then you got Drew Holiday. He can hit 1 or 2 threes, but if he feel like shooting them.
And I said this in the thread with us. Whatever. I said I believe this was contingent when you had picked all the overs on that. And I said I think that 2020 hindsight, I think this was a game that you can pick the unders because Mitchell was out, Jared Allen was out, and I believe another player was out, right? And that they didn't need that firepower. They didn't need to, like, Jason Tatum didn't have to do anything to prove of his statue to win that game because just them being there was going to win that game because Cleveland didn't have it or whatever. And it became a blowout game. It was somewhat competitive or whatever, but Boston controlled the flow of the game. And anytime if they wanted to do something, they can do it.
They put on the gas.
Yeah.
So so picking the over of 25 and 3 threes and all that stuff wasn't necessary because they didn't need that to win.
Yeah.
With the Wolves and the Boston scenario, I believe the Wolves can win it. I believe they can beat any team because they have the number 1 defense and they have the length and they have the athleticism. And if Anthony Edwards can be that dog, if he can just really just hone in and look at that man and say, you can't guard me and take over, then they take the series because I believe that matchup between him and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum will actually be a great matchup. But Rudy Gobert, Karl Towns, Nasir Reed, and Daniels, I believe that length and that athleticism overdoes
I agree.
the Celtics.
That ain't going to happen because Mike Malone is going to double team him tomorrow, and he is not going. He's going to go. Man, they're going to beat they're going to beat him.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we're going to dive into our Hater or Love It segment. We also may have a talk about it. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Oh man, use hashtag talk about it, tweet us, message us, send us your topic, and we will definitely dive into it. Since we're on talk about it, I want to get you guys' thoughts on the beef. As I'm playing this Metro Boomin beat right now. Drake, Kendrick Lamar. Who you guys got?
Like the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you dress.
Man, I know I am. Aubrey. I'm an Aubrey guy.
Oh, really?
I like the song.
Why he call him by his government name though?
That's my dog.
I wonder where this stems
So if you
from,
saw
though.
Drake, you gonna say, "Oh, what up, Aubrey?"
I'll be like, "What up, Aub?" I'm not gonna call him Drake.
Say die line.
I'm not gonna call him Drake. What's
Mama
up,
named him
Aubrey?
Drake. I'm gonna call him Drake.
Mama named
So
him
how
Drake.
did this beef start though?
I don't know.
Like it's just like all of a sudden.
because Dot they had no music, he wasn't getting no riz,
Oh no, man.
and he needed to do something to
Hey,
get
but-
some stuff done.
He winning, to be honest.
The funniest
I
verse
mean,
though.
just because he's making more songs don't mean.
Hey, some of it's cold though, but the funniest
no,
verse.
they are. They're
Hey,
good
the
songs.
funniest verse I heard from Drake when he said "Your back against the curb," because Kendrick is so short. Dude, that had me down.
How you big stepping with a size 7 man?
Yeah.
Your back against the curb.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, us as just
Taller people?
outsiders.
Yeah.
No. Us as outsiders, we don't know what's really going on internally with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think it's good for people to be able to just get some new music out. I mean, I feel like, damn, did it take for people to have beef with each other to make music? Like,
Of course.
start making
of course
some
it
music.
does.
Then what was the holdup?
I think like it's all a setup. Like it all is money motivated. I still feel like Jay-Z and Nas didn't really have a beef. They were just like, all right, we two guys from New York City, let's just create something.
Tupac and Biggie, same thing.
Yo,
No, I think they really had
I
beef.
don't-
So-
I don't.
Stuff he
Nah,
said, and hit him up.
Hit him
Yeah,
up.
but-
Drake.
okay,
like,
yeah, but
no,
you can say bro, that's what you're supposed to do. He didn't have nothing going on.
Eat
He
the
was rapping with who's all them dudes on that song with him, man. Them dudes, he wasn't getting nothing done for real.
like Corrupt and Daz.
Yeah,
or-
man, like they wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't making no noise. He had to figure out a way to get in there and catch the eye of people. That's like, it was a great marketing strategy that he did. With
If
that.
it is, then they did great. But
He was
I
trying
heard-
to make a Bad Boys East.
I've heard Drake does some
questionable things.
scandalous, questionable things, whatever, just to be petty like he is. And if it's woman based, then it just goes to what I've been hearing. Tupac Biggie was a woman. The Nas Jay-Z was a woman.
Was it? I never know they got to get to the bottom of that.
Well, he talked about Jay-Z talked about how he messed with Nas's girl or
Khalees.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
not Khalees. He dated Khalees after.
Oh.
I think it was his child's mother or whatever. And
How
it
you
stemmed
know?
from because he said
Jay-Z used to
because Jay-Z said how he did something on his child's back seat or whatever.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
yeah, okay.
All right.
And then
car seat.
yeah, and then you have this whatever. So I guess the whole premise is that women cause these little riffs.
Mm.
Women cause riffs about a lot of stuff.
They do, which brings me to a
The
clip.
views and opinions on the W
No,
radio show.
no, it's not an
are not
opinion.
those.
No, it's not. No, we don't. No, Diddy. But Jim Brown, they had a little interview or whatever, and Jim Brown, he used to go to the prisons or whatever, and then when he lined up all the prisoners, whatever, and all 60 to talk about why they were in jail, the consensus was women, right?
Okay. How do you know it ain't us?
What do you mean?
I mean,
us?
it is us when you do. If you the one that do it,
Exactly. All right, let's get to our hater. I love it.
Drake won.
See,
It's that time for Love It or Hate It. Hate it. If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, the Las Vegas tourism arm announces a $100,000 sponsorship for every Aces player. So the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, the city's tourism arm, revealed Friday that it would sponsor each of the 12 players on the Aces roster to the tune of $100,000 with no conditions beyond continuing to play basketball. So Steve Hall surprised the team in the locker room. The Aces players were, I guess, definitely happy. They all get $100,000.
That's crispy. I love it.
Hater love it.
What's the name?
I love it.
I love it, but I want to see the motive. Like, what's say that again? What was the company?
So it's the Las Vegas Tourism Visitors Bureau. They're giving $100,000, and the Visitors Bureaus, let's just say, visit Kansas City. Their main goal is they're funded by the city, and their main goal is to bring in more revenue to the city, which that is visitors.
More revenue to the city of Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
That I mean, promoting Las Vegas. Come to the games. Come watch us play. More people coming.
Listen, all support of women's sports. Want to see them, flourish and everything. But I just hate when people throw money at things when it seems like it's a trendy thing to do rather than just the right thing to do.
Mm. I feel like it's the right thing to do. We're talking about women's sports, and they need money. They're not getting paid what they should. So $100,000 is a huge deal for women basketball players.
They're definitely getting paid what they should, and I do not mean that with any disrespect.
What?
Listen.
What you say about the comments made on the
supply and demand?
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.
I had to throw that out there, disclaimer, because women are not getting paid what they should get paid.
Okay,
man.
So let's turn onto a woman's game or whatever. Are the seats filled?
Yeah, yes.
A lot, way more
than what it was, right?
Yeah, because they weren't being marketed.
Yeah, exactly. Because of the money,
people were not watching it.
Because how can I watch it if it ain't on TV?
Listen,
how can I watch it if it's not being? It's not on commercials.
These leagues develop characters.
I'm only
right,
and they're trying to listen.
They develop character. I'm talking just generally like NBA, right. NFL, MLB. They develop like a character, and then within that character, you got villains and you got heroes.
And what are they doing now? What did the NBA do when they was losing revenue when Magic and Michael and Magic and Bird were drafted, right? They played on it, right? And then Michael came in, they did it. They need to do the same thing with Caitlyn and any other villain that they can do or whatever. I'm not sitting over here saying that I understand that they deserve it because they're athletes, but economically, supply and demand, they do not. Listen, Bill, what did Bill Burr say? He said, if I'm a promoter for a stadium and I do a women's game, I took a loss. And that's just true mathematics.
I'm saying they deserve it because they good.
Yeah.
Man, these girls are good. These women are good, bro. They know how to hoop, bro.
Okay.
It's not the same. It's not the same like when you talking about back then or whatever. Man, these women now got game.
Yeah.
They no look passes. They dunking. Man, these women are dunking basketballs like easy off the dribble.
So,
but you know what's eating up that revenue? Right there. The NFL is becoming what hockey is in Canada every day.
Man, they deserve it.
Man,
the WNBA also says
play hard,
the WNBA also says teams will be flying charters to games by May 21st after road program rollout. So the WNBA's rollout out their new charter flight program didn't go as smoothly as it could have, but the situation will be made right in less than a week. After a number of teams have been required to take commercial flights for their first few games, the WNBA spokesperson told The Athletic on Thursday that all teams will be flying charters for their away games as of May 21st.
You know why I love it, but you know why they're taking charter?
Because they supposed to be.
No, they're taking charter because they were taking coach. And they were taking regular planes because the owner of the team was looking at his revenue and his profits, and he said, listen.
They still making some money. They were still making something.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's a business, man. It's a business.
And at the end of the day, you still got these women that have all these type of fans that can run up and bum rush them at the airports and all that. If the NBA players don't got to deal with that, why do the WNBA players got to deal with that?
Because the NBA makes money.
And the WNBA is starting to make a lot more money.
Listen, they don't. They don't.
All right. We appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. Remember, if you want to interact with us, use #TalkAboutIt. We'll talk about whatever topic you want. What do you guys have going on for the rest of the day?
I got to get over to Kansas, man.
Make some bets.
Yeah, put me a couple of lays in. Hopefully I can, you know what I'm saying, make a little something. Watch some basketball games out at home field. I got a few of my clients that's out here playing out here. So try to make my rounds. Today's going to be a busy day, and I got workouts at 6 o'clock. So.
Airborne?
Sleep.
Sleep. All right. Shout out to friend of the show, Travis Kelce. He's having Kelce Jam out at we used to call it Sandstone Amphitheater. Now it's called Verizon Wireless Amphitheater. Yeah, it's called Amphitheater. So go out there and you can catch some great acts. You got one of the people that I really want to see is Wayne.
Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne's gonna be out there. Yep, he's the headliner.
Taylor Swift.
Yo, we must be getting old. When we you know what?
How you know?
Listen.
Like, oh, he got to show in Italy tomorrow.
Got to show in Italy tomorrow.
Listen, we getting old when Lil Wayne is headlining and nobody knows nothing about it.
People know about it. You just don't. You old. I'm headed to Kelce Jam. Shout out to my guy Trav. I'll be out there.
Who else is gonna be out there?
Me?
No.
No. We appreciate everybody who joined in. Remember, catch us next week right back here on the W Show. We out.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.